morning. I have an interview immediately following this. And it's a little chilly outside. So I thought I would bring you the view and stay close to my next location, even though it's just on the computer. These beautiful days of COVID, the hashtag COVID silver lining obviously is that you can stay put where you are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are tuned into my weekly Monday, hashtag Monday Motivation broadcast. And this is the interactive one where I get to chat with you and answer questions and interact and find out how you're doing and all of that kind of good stuff. So give a couple minutes for people to come and play and see who's here. Please put your name in the comments so I know who's here and I can call you by your name. Then I'm going to open this door because it's a little warm. And I'm going to change the time of this broadcast because now that people are going back to work, and so 10 a.m. on a Monday morning may not be the best time. So I'm taking a poll. What time would be best for you to tune into this broadcast? Because on Fridays, I know you come and tune in while you're driving, drive time, on the KCAA channel, CNBC. But this one we can do from home. So please do say hi on the chat so I can talk at you and with you. And put your vote in on the poll to see what you would like for time and broadcast. And today, the topic is, if it's not one thing, it's your mother. Yes, yesterday was Mother's Day. I actually spent the whole weekend celebrating, so it wasn't just one day. I hope you had a beautiful Mother's Day. And if you didn't, that's why we're having this, because mothers is a mother of a topic. And for, ranging from, I love my mom, she's my best friend. Everything, like my daughter wrote that beautiful, I love you, Mom note that was just so incredible. And I'm grateful, grateful, grateful. If we have time, I'll read a little of it. But there's also that end of motherhood. And then there's the other extreme end where how could a mother call her kid fat, ugly, clumsy, good for nothing, hurt her emotionally, physically. I hate my mom. I don't want to have anything to do with my mom. I don't talk to her. So that's the two extremes. So I thought we would spend a little time today sort of dissecting and giving you some happy 88 tools to move past any stuckedness that you might have when it comes to your mom. Does that sound good? That's the topic for today's Mind Your Own Business with Dr. Marissa. So as usual, we're going to start with the breath and just taking a deep breath in. Gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And releasing, soft shoulders, soft elbows, soft knees. Another deep breath in. And releasing all the stories and the drama. And one last deep breath in. Connecting with me through chi, eternal energy. And releasing the breath of life. Opening your eyes, coming back here. Thank you for joining me. I see more people joining in. Please put your name on the comments so I can say hello And we can interact on this topic of mothers, motherhood, your relationship to your mom. And this is all going to be based on my own experience, which I talk about in the book, in healing that part of yourself that you know that you should love your mother, and on the other hand, mothers should do this and that. So, are you ready? If anybody has a question, please put it in the chat. And I wish I knew who was watching. I see that there's numbers there, but I don't know who you are until you put your name in the chat. So the first people to put your name in the chat get the Asian Oprah giveaway, which today is a choice of the audiobook copy of this #1 bestseller, 8 Ways to Happiness, or a downloaded copy of Mommy, What Are Feelings, the children's book. So yes, I'm bribing you to show yourself in the comments because I love to interact, and that's why we do the Monday broadcast. So you're tuned into Mind Your Own Business with Dr. Marissa every Monday at 10 on Facebook and YouTube, 10:30 on my Instagram live at Doc Balance. And if you are going back to work and 10 a.m. is a tough time for you as we go return not to normal, but to a new possibilities, post-pandemic possibilities, then please put your name down there and answer the question, what time in the evenings, probably, what day of the week would be the best for you, and see if that'll work with me. Wilfredo Otero, so nice to see you. I'm glad that you're here. And on a scale of 1 to 10, with your relationship with your mom, 0 being no relationship at all, 10 being the best ever relationship. And, me and my 8s, I think 8 is a great number to attain, to strive for, not strive for, to reach for, to have. 10 out of 10 is a little unrealistic. So put that number, if you would like, on the chat so I can see what kind of an audience I have this morning with respect to their mothers. And I'll start with mine. I had a very difficult relationship with my mom. And for decades, I was just so like, how could a mom actually slap her hand away from food and say, you're so fat and you're ugly and you're clumsy and you're not good enough. Like, how could a mom do that? That's not what moms are supposed to do. And you watch TV and moms are supposed to be your #1 fan and your best friend and all of that. So for me, it was a difficult grappling with my mom relationship. But I remember saying, when people would ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I wanted to be nothing like my mom. I thought she was just so critical and so, just unpleasant. And so I wanted nothing to do with my mom. So so obviously that's like a 1, maybe a 2 on good days. All right. Well, Fredo is a mama's boy. Well, then you're at 8, 9, 10, because obviously you have a great positive relationship with your mom. I will say that that the downside of mama's anything is that you depend on their happiness. There can be a little codependency. I'm not happy unless you're happy. And if you're unhappy with me, I'm super unhappy. But I'm not going to read into that, Wilfredo. I'm going to say that yours is super positive and a great relationship. But I'm basically, hopefully, this is going to be watched by those of you who don't have a great relationship with your mom and want a better relationship. And so I'm going to give you some tools on how I went from basically hating my mom and blaming her for my unhappiness for decades of my life. Like, if I had grown up without being hurt, beat, scolded, yelled at, lectured to, demeaned, then I would be a better person than I am. I would have a better shot at being successful. But because I had that background, I was not given a fair shake. growing up. So that's kind of where it was. And I was, I would go to people. I even had somebody when I raised this as a question in someone just joined. Please do tell me who you are in the chat so we can have a convo here. Wilfredo's already here and we're having a great time chatting. But I really struggled with this, struggling with your relationship with your mom. There's a funny saying, there's only 2 times in your life when you have a good relationship with your mom: when you're born and when you die. And I know that's terrible, but it does reflect, and I should have looked it up. I wonder if I looked it up. How many people have bad relationships? How many? This is the great thing about being in my computer for change. Have a bad relationship, with their mom. Let's see. Statistics. 2017. Okay, let's see what in 2017 it was. 56% had very good, 12% had rather good, mixed was 8%, rather bad was 1%, very bad 1%, no contact 2%, deceased 21%. Okay, so they don't say on the deceased whether or not that is could have been good, could have been not so good. So that's an interesting thing. Let's see. 25. Now, there's no more statistics here. Let's look at one more here. 2 out of 3 connectedness. Feel very close. Yeah, these are all pretty positive. So I mean, I'm kind of surprised because mine was just, I don't think mine was a one-off or an outlier. I meet so many people who have similar experiences to mine. It's an interesting thing, the Asian part of this. When I spoke in Beijing, my speaking partner for the Limitless Woman, Jessica Cox, and I spoke at the U.S. Embassy in Beijing. And I'll never forget when I talked about this topic, it was unbelievable in hopefully not. Okay. It was unbelievable how many women were just like nodding their heads, some broke into tears, because it does seem that there is a cultural difference, a group difference. Not all Asian moms, but many Asian moms have a tendency to motivate negatively. So I do understand now that my mom, in saying you're fat, you're ugly, you're clumsy, was truly a positive, in her mind, way of motivating me, because she really didn't want me to be fat, ugly, and clumsy. So it's that is, whether you please weigh in if you, Wilfredo, I'm interested in how your mom ranked on the, everything you do is great and very supportive, or was she, let you know where the lines were? So it took me a long time, many decades of, going from guilt that I didn't have a relationship with my mom to anger and resentment. She did not, she just, when my dad was dying, I asked her why she was so angry with me, because she actually, softened up a bit when my dad was in the hospital dying of lymphoma. And she said, I said, why were you always angry with me? And her response was, well, when I was young, my mom would beat us, hit us once a week before a bath. And I would never know why she was punishing us. And so I promised that when I had a daughter, I would tell her why I was hitting her. So in her mind, that was actually an upgrade to what she was doing. So if you have a difficult relationship with your mom, you have every right to separate from her and say, I don't want her to say anything that insults me anymore. I don't want her to say anything to my kids that insults me. And I went through all of that myself in trying to decide as an adult. She couldn't hit me anymore as an adult, but I still held all of that stuff. And so here's the Happy 88 tool and the question that I want you to ask yourself when it comes to a relationship with your mom. So the question is, does it make you feel better to sit in righteous indignation on what your mom should or should not have done? Or does it make you feel better if you, and this is not a light switch. I had to do some work around this. But here are some things that helped me get to a point where I talk to my mom once a day now because she's got Parkinson's. She's in a home in Canada. She's by herself. I haven't been able to visit because of COVID. She doesn't have very great relationships because she's still who she is. But now I've gone from real resentful, angry, I hate my mom, to I have a lot of compassion for her. She still triggers me. She'll still call me fat. She'll still tell me what I should and should not be doing. But here are some of the tools that I used. So one is, and I got this from Edwene Gaines on the Agape stage, who I just love. She's also the one I got the 21-day fast from complaining from. And she said, a mom's only job is to pop you out. The rest is gravy. And I was like, what? What? And it made me realize that a lot of the angst that I have on my mom is based on the expectation of what she should have done, what my expectations of her were as a mom. A good mom should blank, blank, blank. A good mom should not blank, blank, blank. She should this and then whatever. So when I took that back and stopped saying moms should have done this for me, I could relax a little. It's like, you know what? Then I could let in the door all of the other stuff that I have gathered to help me feel better about my relationship with my mother. Does that make sense? So the first gate opening was, if I can let go of my expectations of what a mom should or should not have done, then, and her only job was to pop me out. She did a great job popping me out. I'm alive. She gave birth to me, right? If you're adopted and you're constantly thinking about, why did she give me up? Why did she, how could you give your child up? How could you do that? How could you not care for your kid? If it's possible for you to start with, you know what? She could have aborted me. I know that's cruel and harsh and jarring, but I'm here to, if you're constantly blaming your mom for giving you up for adoption, you're going to be miserable. You can be miserable for the next 40 years being bitter about that, what happened. Or you can adopt. My mom popped me out. She had a choice not to, and she popped me out. And it's possible that she really didn't think she could take care of me as well as an adopted and putting me up for adoption. It is possible. And from there, it is possible that, yeah, she does want a relationship now, not to make up for what she didn't do, but she cares. She still has that mom thing. And can I be compassionate enough to allow her to see where I am? Can I let go of my own anger and righteous indignation for me? Maybe she didn't do the best that she could. Maybe she was a horrible person. But at the same time, I love myself enough not to continue holding that righteous indignation. Does that make sense? Well, Fredo, she's very supportive of me, and I'm so grateful that you have that for you. And in the same way, I have a supportive mom. She just supports in a way that is not yours. And so the more we can, that's the message for today. The more we can make peace, not for mom, but for yourself, with your relationship, and not, like, I test this every day. I call her somewhere around 3:00, and I stay on the phone for as long as I can, and she'll complain because that's her MO, and that's how she's comfortable, and that's what she does. And I have gotten better at being more compassionate. Not always, definitely not always, but I know that it's my choice to have this relationship so that I feel better first and foremost. And so that's the message today. And I hope that you heard that message. And I hope that you, if it is easier for you just to have no relationship at all, fine. I'm not gonna, if that's truly, but when I work with my life balance coaching clients, the residual bitterness and anger and hatred that gets triggered, around Mother's Day or birthdays or when they try to contact you, it's just not worth it to me. And here's the icing on the cake. Here's the bonus that happened in my life that I have a hope for any of you who had a strained relationship with your mom. At one point, I did ask for an apology from her and was hoping for an apology from her. But then I realized that was just setting myself up for constant disappointment, constant. So I gave that up. And once I gave it up, the miracle did happen. And she actually apologized to me for what she did to me as a child. And I never in a million years thought that would happen. I never in a million years thought that I could have that gift. And if I had followed people's advice to not have a relationship with her, then I would not have that gift. And so hopefully that's a post-Mother's Day. If you know anyone who has turmoil around the relationship with mom, please share this with them. This is my 8 cents of advice for this week on Mind Your Own Business with Dr. Marissa. Wilfredo, you win and whoever else hasn't commented, go to drmarissa.life. On the pop-up, put your email address and I'll send you the promo code and you get your choice. Which one? You might, this is the audio book, 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are, or the children's book. So I'll let you choose that for the Asian Oprah giveaway. And thanks so much for joining me this week. I go watch the trailer for my new short film, PPP, the new post-pandemic possibilities. If you have any contacts in the film distribution or film festival or anything like that, let me know, because I believe in accidental, not accidental things. And I'm just so grateful for the premiere that was last week for my 9-year wedding anniversary to my show, Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa. And that will be this Friday with a surprise guest at 3 drive time, prime time on my NBC News Radio channel. I am speaking for the Friends of the Library this week, so go to my events page. There's a free link there. If you press on the poster, you can register. I'll be talking about 88% happy for a lifetime, mission possible or impossible. So happy to see you there. Anything else? I've been interviewed on other people's shows, which is why I'm not broadcasting outside today. I'm going to run straight to that. But there's plenty of links on my wall. Again, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please go to Amazon and put in 8 Ways to Happiness from wherever you are. And that will give you the Amazon link. It's an Amazon Smile. Every time you shop there, you will get make Amazon give me a little bit of fun. So you are tuned in today to Mind Your Own Business with Dr. Marissa. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have the best week ever. Thank you so much, William, for being here. And Wilfredo Otero said, I've done his show. So why don't you put the link on my wall so people can listen to that? And it was a fun show. He's got a great little avatar here with him on the air. But it's a great show. Just click on that link and you'll hear my interview with Wilfredo. All right. That's it for today. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live from my living room and the ocean of abundance, wishing you the best week ever. See you Friday.